There went treacle.
Recording is on.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Mind Body Blend. And today we are focusing on the ball and socket joints. So those would be specifically the shoulders and the hips. So we're going to move those joints through a nice full range of motion and focus on the muscles surrounding those joints today. All right, what I have for equipment, I have two sizes of hand weights. I have 3s and 5s. Whatever you have at home, bring that on board. I also have my yoga strap. If you don't have one, go quick grab a kitchen towel or a neck scarf or tie, and that's going to work out perfect. I also have an optional chair for balance and my yoga mat block and a blanket. So let's start coming into our wide Wu Chi position. And we're going to warm up through the hips and the shoulders. So toes are turned out just a little bit, nice long spine. And we'll take an inhale, let the arms raise, and exhale as they lower, sink down into that wide plie. And let's just go slowly and mindfully today as we begin to mindfully come into the present moment with our class. And bringing your awareness onto all those areas of your body today that we're working, as well as our breathing. Let's add a side bend. So we'll lift, side stretch over to the right, rise back up, and bend down into the knees, coming up, and side bending left, and up, and down. One more each side. Make sure you're taking any modifications today that you need for your body and breathing deeply, fully into that lower belly. And then coming down, one more breath just to inhale, stretch up, and relax your arms next to the sides of your body. And we'll do some nice big circles with the arms coming forward, pulling them back and around, and forward, and back and around. We're just testing the waters to see everything feels. I know for sure 2 of you that are online with me right now have some shoulder issues. So I want you to be sure that you're going in a comfortable range of motion. And then reverse this, going the other way, back, up, and around. So we're doing a few of these, and then I want to add our yoga strap into the mix here, if you have one. If you don't, you're just going to continue to do this motion without using the strap. So if you have one, take hold of it. And you're going to separate your hands pretty wide apart on the strap. Now I have mine connected, but you don't have to have it connected end to end. I want to see if you can lift up and bring your arms all the way back behind you. If that feels uncomfortable, you're going to let some space out of your strap or completely unhook it altogether. So you can go as wide as you need to today. And then I want you to do this movement really slowly. So we're coming up, going back and around, ooh, and then go the other direction. So back and around. Now you can also bend your elbows a little bit for this to make it feel a little bit more comfortable and just go through a nice range of motion. You'll feel a good stretch as you come back and around, opening up those pecs. If that feels uncomfortable, let the strap go and just make some nice circles with those arms. One more time. And then we'll bring that strap up. You're pulling it with your right arm to give yourself a deeper side bend. Coming up and lower the arms back down in front. Inhale, pull that strap, side stretch, and this will assist that lengthening through your lat muscle. Let's do one more each side, breathe in, loosening up the lower back, the mid back. And come down to the center. Now just hold right here in the middle and rotate, and I'm pulling with my right hand so I can create a little bit more range of motion. Come back through the middle and twist to the other side. You can also bend your knees a little bit so you're sinking down into that wide Wuchi or a wide ballet plie squat, moving from side to side. And looking over the shoulder, finding range of motion in the neck. And let's take one more to each side. And then relax that yoga strap. We'll set it off to the side for the moment. Bring your feet about hips distance apart. And you're just going to start to turn from side to side, and I'm lifting up a heel as I'm rotating. And then just let your arms feel super heavy, and as you twist, they're going to slap your body. So I'm not using my arms at all. I'm turning my body, and that rotation is moving my arms for me. It's almost like, what was that little toy that was on a stick and you kind of spun it around and there was a little bead and it went from side to side? So arms are just really heavy here. Let's do 4 more each direction. 3, 2, 1, and back to center. Take 1 breath and exhale it down. Now, if you need a chair for balance or a wall for any of this next set, feel free to hold on. We're going to warm up the hips and the shoulders with some balance. So standing on your left leg, pick up your right knee as the arms come up. Open your arms out as the knee goes out, and then come back down. We'll do that same side. So knee comes up, opens out, and down. So if you're using your chair, remember you're just holding it onto it with your left hand, and you're doing your right arm with the movement. So we're doing a couple different planes of motion. As we come forward, we're in the sagittal plane. As we open that knee back all the way out, we're in the transverse plane of motion. And then as we come down, we're in the frontal plane. One more time. And then shift your balance to your right foot. Knee comes up as the arms come up. We open and come down. So we're going to be doing this type of action with the hips in different positions today. Some kneeling, some seated, and some standing. All of those different positions are going to place gravity in a different spot for us. So we'll get a different challenge of the muscles here. And we'll do 1 more on this side. Now I want to practice this with the use of workload. So your choice is to pick up your hand weights. Now if you're struggling with balance, you can just do the arms up, open, and down. Otherwise, we're adding in, standing on the left foot, the right knee comes up, open, and down. If you need your wall or your chair for balance, you can just use 1 arm with the weight as you're lightly touching the wall with the other arm. And our goal is to go nice and slow and controlled. And we're really rooting into that standing leg. So feel your toes just gently gripping the mat. Our mind-body class is done barefoot, but you certainly could wear shoes as well, which might help you with your stabilization. Let's do one more. And then give yourself a little shoulder roll as we switch to the other side. Now, if you have shoulder issues here, I want to give you an option. Instead of lifting your arms forward, you'll do a little bicep curl and open out into a rotator cuff movement. So let's go to our other side, and I'm going to demonstrate that one for you here. So I'm actually not even using my shoulder joint at all, but we're strengthening through the biceps and a little bit through the rotator cuff. So that's a wonderful option. Or you can do it without any weight and go with the bigger movement. Transverse horizontal plane works that outer thigh and glute, strengthens our hips. And let's get 3 more on this leg. Good, 2 more. And 1 more. Excellent, roll the shoulders to finish. Now we're going to hinge forward from the hips, standing on the right foot. The weights are in both hands as we come forward into a single leg deadlift. And then pull yourself up using your glute and hamstring. Now, if you need a chair, you're just going to get rid of those weights, tip forward, touch the chair or the wall, and then bring yourself back up. So the weights are just giving your body weight, just a little bit of extra workload, but not necessary to have those if you're focusing on balance. You can also use the weight in one hand and tap the chair with the other. Now my body's tipping forward really neutral. So try not to hunch your back and round down. You're coming down with a really straight spine. We're working the hip muscles on that standing leg. Let's do 1 more. Hinge. And come up. Boy, I noticed once my muscles really start fatiguing, that exercise gets so hard. Okay, standing on the other leg. We hinge forward, single leg deadlift, and pull up. This is such a good exercise for those hip stabilizers. Again, it's a really big challenge for balance. So the hands can go to the chair instead. And coming up. And your goal is to come forward at about 90 degrees, but if you don't make it that far, just come the distance that works best for your body today. Keep your head neutral and your shoulder blades back, your abs really zipped up. 2 more on this leg. Stabilize, stabilize. 1 more time. And coming up. All right, if you put your weights down, let's go ahead and grab them. And I'm going to grab my heavier ones as we do a double leg deadlift. So instead of standing on one leg, we stand on both, but the movement is the same as we come down and squeeze up. We're just going to do a couple of these, and it'll get us placed in the right position for our shoulder work that we'll do today. So as I'm coming forward, my knees bend a little bit, my back is nice and neutral. And let's come down and hold your deadlift position. Now pull your elbows back, straighten your arms, bend, and release down. Good, we row back, straighten. and down. Really make your neck nice and long. Try not to drop your head. And also make sure you're not looking forward with your chin. Working through those shoulders as well as your triceps. Abs zipped up, 2 more repetitions. And 1 more. And then rising up. Now we're going to have the opportunity to do that exercise from a single leg position. So let's put the weight in our right hand. Step forward onto your left foot. Find your balance and come forward in your single leg deadlift position. Now here's where you can hold the wall or the chair with your left hand. We pull this elbow up, straighten, bend, and lower down. So your left hip is your stabilizer. Try to square off your hips, so drop that right hip down just a little bit to keep everything even. Lengthen that right leg behind you, nice and long. If the weight's too much with your heavier one, you can switch or use no weight at all. Last 3. Neutral head position, 2. 1 more. And then use that hamstring and glute to pull you back up. Good, shake out those legs a little bit. Switching your weight to your left hand. Step forward onto your right foot. Hinge forward into your single leg deadlift position. So you can reach the right arm out. You can place it on a wall or chair. We'll pick up the left elbow. Straighten the arm. Bend and lower. Now, once you get going with the exercise, you can change your focus and really think about your spinal alignment. Notice, is your back arching too much? Zip your core in. Are your hips coming out of alignment? Drop that left hip down just a little more. Then make sure you're breathing. 3 more repetitions. Our focus today being our hips and our shoulders, our ball and socket joints. 1 more repetition. I'm really feeling this in that standing leg. And then we rise up. Ooh, excellent. Okay, either taking 1 heavy weight or maybe 2 lighter ones. I kind of like to hold the weight right here at my chest. We are going to step the right foot, cross it behind the left into a curtsy lunge, and then step out and lift the other leg up. So we step behind with the right, curtsy, step out and lift. So that's the leg action. The arms reach down, come to the chest, reach up. Curtsy lunge, overhead press with a side leg raise. Now I want you to go slow and controlled. If it bothers your shoulders to press above the head, just do the reach down and stay right here. It's a great option. Last 4. Working the hips, the thighs, 3. 2. And 1. Come to center. Okay, without the arms, let's just do the legs to the other side. So we curtsy the left foot behind, step out, raise the leg up, step, curtsy, and lift. Adding arms, we rotate our torso. So using our obliques, press up using our shoulders. Now you can look to the ground when you're reaching down, but try not to look up to the ceiling when you're pressing your arms up. If you look up towards that weight, it's going to bring your neck out of alignment and pinch those cervical vertebrae. Remember your options. You can leave that press above the head out of the exercise. 3 more. 2. And 1. Great job. Widen the feet. Drop down into your wide Wuchi. We're going to take this weight, holding it above the head. Bend your elbows. Extend the arms up. Bend elbows. Extend up. Now maybe you might want to double up those weights. Get something heavier here. Just 3 more. Up. 2 more. 1 more. Now bring the weight to your chest. Drop down into your plie. We're going to take this weight and go to the right, behind the head, to the left, and back in front of your chest. Around. Good. Sometimes this is done with a kettlebell. And you're just using your legs in an isometric fashion, stabilizing with your hip muscles. And the shoulders are moving through a nice range of motion, whatever feels comfortable for you. 2 more this direction. If the legs and the hips get tired, you can come up out of that squat. Last one. All right, before we switch direction, inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, sink back down. Hold, moving to the left and behind. So I'm actually side bending my spine. So it's not just my shoulders working here, but I'm tipping to the left, tipping to the right. When that weight comes behind your head, really feel your abdominals working and bracing. Make sure your knees are tracking over the center of your foot. Breathing. 3 more this direction. Good. This is a nice halo movement. 2 more. Last one. And then press up out of the legs and relax. Okay, 2 weights, 1 in each hand. Upright rows. As you bend your knees, lift the right elbow up about shoulder height. As you come back up, the left elbow comes up. So right elbow as you're down, left elbow as you're up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Good job. 5. Working the shoulders, upper trapezius. 4. Little bit of biceps. 3. Glutes are firing, quads. 2. And 1. Now hold here and just switch your arms. Now as you descend, left elbow rises. So we're opposing the movement with the legs now. Good. Inhale going down. Exhale coming up. Now Nice job. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more strenuous for your shoulders, instead of an upright row, make this a front arm raise. Still opposing muscles. 5, 4, slow, controlled. 3. Range of motion of that squat is up to you. 2. And 1, hold. And then relax that arm down. Good, step your feet back together. So we're going to work through that front glute, coming into a lunge position. So step 1 foot back. You can either be on the ball of the foot or you can plant the foot, but nice lunge position. Now with this movement, we're going to do a rotator raise. So arms come here in front, we open and rotate up. Good. Open, rotate. Now you can stay in place. We're going to add movement with your leg. So as you close your hands together, step in. Step back as you open. Step in. Nice job. If it's too strenuous with your weights, just do the movement with the body weight of your arms only. 5. 4. 3. Good, chest is lifted. 2. And 1. Give those arms a break, a shoulder roll. Getting in position on the other side, step the foot back. Your toe, you can be on the ball of the foot or your heel can go down. We can stay in place. We'll do a couple of them without moving. Open. And close. If it's uncomfortable to come all the way up to goalpost, just take this movement into a lateral raise right about here and close in. So when we add movement, as the arms drop down, step the back foot in. Take it back. Close it in. 6. 5 more. Nice job. Controlled. 4. Really feel those shoulders active. 3. Hips working. 2. 1 more. Close in. Relax and roll your shoulders. Okay, we're transitioning to come down on your hands and knees. Bring your weights with you and just set them off to the sides of your mat so you have a good choice of which one you want to use. If you have a couple pairs. If you need padding for your knees, bring your cushioning down as well. So I'm going to give you the option to place one of your weights behind the crease of your right knee. So we're going to take it, tuck it right behind that knee, and then you've got to grab it using your hamstrings. So you're bending that knee, creating that tension, and then lift that leg up off the floor behind you, just the knee. And we are going to lift this leg up, open it to the side, and come back down. So we're making a circular action. Lift up, open to the side, and come down. Working that ball and socket joint. Now, if you're struggling holding on to that weight and that's becoming problematic, just set the weight down on the floor and do this exercise without extra workload. If you're doing pretty good and you're ready for the next challenge, your left hand lifts off the floor so you're in spinal balance. Knee comes up, circle around. Use your glute and your hips. 3 more this direction. Up. Nice neutral spine. Really tuck the abs in. 2. and 1. Now when we go the other direction, your knee opens, comes up and around, and drops down. So it opens to the side, lift up, and lower. So get a couple first, and then if you want to let go of that left hand, we have 5 more. Slow, controlled. 4. Breathing. 3. Stable hips. 2. And 1 more. Lift. Now just pulses at the top. Tiny, tiny pulses. Lift. 10. 9. 8. 7. Left hand can come down. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lower that knee down. Ooh, excellent. Slide the weight out from underneath that leg. Take a little child's pose, relaxing the wrists.
According to Wikipedia, Balasana, child's pose, or child's resting pose is a kneeling asana in modern yoga as exercise.
Okay, Siri. Siri just described for me what child's pose was. She's listening all the time. Okay, I'm going to turn around so you can see the other side from your angle. But we're going to tuck the hand weight underneath the left knee. Give it a squeeze with your hamstring. Brace your core in neutral. Take that leg up. Now let's practice. We lift, open, and come around. Lift, open. If you want to add your next level up, your right hand comes off the floor. Range of motion on that circle depends on your ability to stabilize your pelvis. So if you go bigger but your pelvis rocks, then just lessen the range of motion of that circle. 3, 2, and 1. Now your hand can come down as you practice the other direction. So the knee opens, circle lift, and drop straight down. Open, circle lift, down. Option, lift your right hand off the mat. Your eye gaze should be straight down. Neutral head alignment. Excellent breathing. 3 more this direction. Wonderful core exercise where we're working those hips. 2 and 1. Now press that leg up. Small pulses at the top. 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze that weight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knee down, lower the hand down, release the weight, and take a child's pose. So we're going to come into a side lying position to work the rotator cuff and the hips again in clamshell. So let's lay down. I'll be facing you. So if you're down on your right side, I'll be on my left. And then one of your hand weights in this top arm. Now for our position, stack your knees, stack your ankles. You can be up high on your elbow or you can come all the way down here and support. And we're going to take the weight and put it on the outside of that top thigh. Keep your ankles together and press the knee out and down. Now, ideally, if you could bring your back up against a wall, this would be great because you want to make sure that you're not letting your hip go back and rotate towards the ceiling. So you're only moving your leg And this is that nice rotation of the hip on the transverse plane. 2 more. And 1 more. Now for the rotator cuff on that top arm, we're going to keep the elbow in pretty close to the side of the body and rotate up and back across the abdomen. Then our option is to put both of these movements together. So as you're opening into clamshell, we use that rotator cuff, strengthening through our shoulder. Good. So important that we keep the rotator cuff strong, especially after the age of 40. For some reason, that series of muscles, there's 4 of them, tend to lose a little bit of their flexibility, pliability, blood flow to those muscles, and they're very easily injured. Exhale, open, last 3. Good job. 2. And 1. Now set your weight down. We're going to come up into a side plank on this side. So you can simply come up from here, lifting your hips off the floor, raising that arm up. You can lift that top leg, or you can actually straighten out the bottom leg as well and hold your side plank here or here. So let's hold about 5 breaths. Stabilize. 2 more breaths. Last one. Hi, treacle. And come down. I usually don't let him gallivant around during class, but this is my grandkitty. Let's switch sides. All right. Come down onto your opposite side with your hand weight. Stack your knees, stack your feet, and place the weight first on the outside of the knee. Now, if you place it way up here, you're not going to have much of that workload. So you want to put it down almost to the knee crease. Open and close. And I'm just using my hands to balance it on there. So I'm picking up 5 extra pounds with those external rotators. Do you need the weight? No, definitely not. This is also a great exercise. You can use a stretchy band. Wrap that around your thighs and press it open. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's practice the rotator cuff. Fold that arm across the abdomen. Rotate here. Sometimes it's nice to tuck a little towel right underneath your elbow there, but what we want to make sure we're not doing is lifting the arm away from the body. So it's staying nice and close. Now adding those 2 exercises together is your option. Open, close. The exhale is on the exertion of the movement, and the inhale is on the relaxation phase. Let's get 5 more. Nice. 4, 3, slow controlled, 2, and 1. Great. We've got a side plank for roughly 30 seconds. So set yourself up. You can simply pick up the hips, hold here. You can lift that top leg. You can come onto both legs straight. Choose that movement. 3 more slow breaths. Last breath. And then lower yourself down from that plank. Great. Okay, you may need your yoga strap for the next movement if your hamstrings are really tight. So I'm going to show the option with the yoga strap and without. So we're going to come down onto our back with the right leg lifted. So your option is to place the yoga strap underneath the ball of your foot to extend that leg up. Now your legs are in scissor, so the opposite leg is hanging down. We're going to climb up the strap like it's a rope till you can come up as far as you can comfortably come and curl that tummy in. Now if you're not using your strap, you can hold on at the ankle. Bottom leg is floating about an inch off the mat. Now look down at your abdomen, and we're going to take several breaths. And when you breathe out, I want you to pull your abs down. So breathe in, exhale, abs go down. Breathe in, down. And flatten your abdominals as much as you can. Now, if you have pretty good breath control, I want you to do this quicker. If your head gets tired, you can set it down, but the further you lift up, the more of that curve you're going to get, a C curve. Let's do 5 more breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then walk your hands back down the strap or down your thigh and relax your head. We're going to take this right leg into a hip stretch. So cross the ankle over the opposite thigh and pull those knees up to the chest. Just stretching out those rotators that we used in a lot of our exercises today. And allow your breath just to be slow and calming. So that breathing exercise we just did really trains us to contract the abdominals and brace the transverse abdominis on the exhalation phase, which is really good for breath control and for support of the lower back. So let's try it on the other side. So right leg lengthens down. If you're using your yoga strap, it goes under the bottom of your left foot, and then walk your hands up your yoga strap or hold behind your thigh and really curve your head and shoulders up, hollow out your belly, and you're looking down towards your belly so you can see it move as you breathe. Right leg is floating about an inch off the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, flatten the belly. Breathe in. Flatten it down. Now, if you have that good breath control, let's go at a quicker pace. 5 more breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands back down the leg. Relax the head and shoulders. And take your glute stretch, crossing the left ankle over the thigh on the right side. Pull those knees up. Relax through your shoulders and your neck and the muscles of your face. So we're going to do Pilates double leg stretch. And this exercise involves a nice big arm circle and also bracing of the abs. So uncross your ankles, come up into a little ball. So I'm hugging my knees into my chest. The head and shoulders are up. And imagine you have a hat on your head. Take the hat off while you extend your legs out long, circle your arms around, and hug your knees back into your chest. Now, if it bothers you to keep your head up, you can do the whole exercise with your head down. So take the hat, take it off, circle the arms, and hug in. Reach, circle, in. Now you can go really slow and controlled, or make this exercise a little bit more dynamic. Out and circle, out and circle. Good, let's go 30 seconds remaining. Head can stay down, this is okay. 15 seconds. As you exhale, pull the belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest down. Okay, working through the hips, take your hands and tuck them underneath your tailbone a little bit so you can imprint your lower back down into the mat. Take those legs up. We're going to do a crisscross so the legs come open any amount. Cross, open, and cross. Now pull the abs in and start to lower your legs down any amount. So maybe about to the 45 degrees, wherever you can feel that your abdominals can still brace. Open, close. Now we're going to add a flex and point with the ankles. So as you open your legs, flex, point, flex, point. 30 seconds. Good job. Now for the last 15, you want to take your head and shoulders up, flex and point, flex and point. Good job. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come in, head and shoulders are down. Fantastic. Nice work for the inner and outer thighs. Last exercise here on our back, we have a modified bicycle. So fingertips are next to your temple or lightly supporting your head. We will come up off the mat, rotate opposite elbow to knee, and then extend the arms and legs. Come back into center and let your head come down. So we go opposite elbow to knee, extend arms and legs, come center and down. Rotate, reach, center, down. Rotate, reach, center, down. 2 more each side. Obliques and hips. A little bit of shoulder action. 1 more each side. Rotate, reach, center, down. Rotate, reach, center, and relax. All right, we're going to come onto the tummy so you can just roll yourself over as we work with an exercise called swimming, and this comes from our Pilates mat. So laying on the belly for now, just support your forehead with your hands. Your feet can be tight together or about hips distance apart. And lift your legs up off the mat a tiny bit and start to flutter kick. Point your toes. Now you can also extend through your fingertips, arms nice and long, and your arms do the opposite movement. If the arms is too much, you can also bring them back behind you and open up through your chest. Now fire your glutes. Use the muscles of your hips as you flutter. Head can stay down. 15 seconds. Stay with me. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest, relax. Whew. Next exercise from Mat Pilates is called heel beats. So turn your toes out, bring your legs about hips distance apart. We lift the legs up off the mat, flex your ankles and touch your heels 3 times. 3, 2, 1, relax down. Lift up. 3, 2, 1, and down. Up. 3, 2, 1, and down. Now you can use your chest up off the mat to fire the back muscles. Legs come up, heel beats. 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Come up. 3, 2, 1, and down. 3 more reps. And down. 2 more. Lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. 1 more time. Come on up. Heel beats. 3, 2, 1, and down. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up. Child's pose or a cat stretch, just to counter that position of your lower back. And then we'll come into a kneeling low lunge. I'm going to pull my mat over for a little cushioning of the knee. And we'll step our right foot forward and take a big step forward and then sink into your kneeling lunge. We're opening up our left hip flexor, left arm raises up, and we take a little side stretch over. So our hip flexors are one of the tightest areas on our body. So really good to finish a hip class with a nice release for the hip flexors. Now add a twist to this. So this left arm is going to reach across towards the right ankle, the right knee, and the right hand can wrap behind your back, look over your shoulder. One more breath. Come out of the twist first. And then we'll straighten the front leg and a brief hamstring stretch. So you can use your yoga block here to place your hands. You can use your strap to pull your toes up. Place your hands on a chair, anything you need here for a little support. You can sit your bum all the way back towards your heel. Fold your upper body over that leg. 2 more breaths. All right, we'll switch sides. So I'm just going to swing my knee around, step the other foot forward, drop down into that low lunge, opening through the right hip flexor, lift that right arm, stretch it up, and side bend over. And slightly squeeze your right glute. That's going to help you to find release in that right hip flexor. And reaching the arm, a nice dynamic stretch. Then we'll add a twist. This upper arm reaches across. Other arm can circle behind. Look over your shoulder. It's a little bit different stretch for that hip flexor when we add the twist. 1 more breath. And then coming out of the twist, straightening the front knee. Find your hamstring stretch using any props that you need to get into a comfortable position. And just find your own edge here. A nice comfortable stretch. Lengthening the muscles out. We used our hamstrings in our single leg deadlifts. So you want to re-lengthen those muscles after our workout today. 1 more breath. And then we'll finish class with a downward facing dog. So you can bring both hands to the center. Tuck your toes underneath behind you to lift the knees up off the mat and Lengthen the backs of the legs, lift your sitting bones high. Open up through the lats, broadening through those shoulders. If this feels uncomfortable for you, another nice option is extended child's pose. And we'll hold 3 breaths. Keep sinking those heels down into the mat. 2 more breaths. And then either walking hands to feet or feet to hands, come into a forward bend. In ragdoll pose, we bend the knees a little bit, link the hands into the opposite elbow creases, and let your head relax. You can turn your head from side to side, lift it up and down, just releasing any tension in your cervical spine. Stretching all the way from the bottoms of the feet, the backs of the legs, up and over the lower back, down into the top of the head. Then unlink your hands, bend your knees a little more, circle sweep the arms out and up as we rise up. Take a gentle baby back bend, pressing the hips forward just a little bit. And then dive back down into a forward fold. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, rise up. Press the fronts of the hips forward. Exhale, coming back down. And up. And down. Our last breath will bring us all the way up to the top, finishing with 1 more back bend. Press the palms together and drop the thumbs into the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today for our hip and shoulder practice. I hope it all felt fantastic for you. The class will be up on YouTube, so in the next couple weeks, be sure that you take advantage of those classes online until we see each other the 3rd week of July. I'll take our recording off, and if anybody wants to stay and say hello, I would love to see your faces and see how your class went today.